One sunny afternoon, the cat and her kitten decided to go to the riverside to catch some fish. The weather was warm, and the gentle breeze made the trees sway softly. With a small basket and lots of excitement, they walked through the grass until they reached the edge of the sparkling river. The cat taught her little one how to stay still and quiet while watching the water. After waiting patiently, they finally spotted a few fish swimming close to the shore. With a swift move of her paw, the mother cat caught a fish, and soon the kitten tried and caught one too. They were both very happy and proud. Carrying the fish carefully in their basket, they made their way back home. The kitten kept peeking inside the basket, excited about the meal they were going to prepare. Once at home, they cleaned the fish together. The mother cat cut them skillfully and started cooking. The smell of the fresh fish cooking filled the house and made their mouths water. Finally, the meal was ready. They sat down together side by side and enjoyed their delicious fish. The kitten purred happily with every bite, and the mother cat smiled. The next day, the cat and her kitten woke up early and decided to visit the riverbank again, this time with hopes of finding something different to eat. The sky was clear, and the sound of birds made the morning feel fresh and peaceful. They walked along the path, enjoying the beauty of nature around them. When they reached the edge of the river, they searched carefully and managed to catch some small crabs and fish. They also found a few edible plants growing nearby. Happy with their collection, they placed everything in their basket and headed back home. Once they arrived, they washed everything thoroughly with clean water. The mother cat began preparing the meal while the kitten helped by bringing bowls and watching closely. They cut the fish and crabs, added some herbs, and cooked everything slowly, filling their home with a warm and tasty aroma. After the food was ready, they both sat together once again and enjoyed their meal. It was a special moment, full of happiness and love, as they shared the fresh food they had worked together to gather. Let me know if you'd like this turned into a storybook style or translated back to Urdu. The following day, the cat and her kitten decided to go to the market. They walked together through the busy streets, looking at the colorful shops and fresh food stalls. After a little searching, they found a butcher's shop and bought some fresh meat. Carrying it carefully in their basket, they made their way back home, excited about the delicious meal they were going to prepare. At home, the mother cat washed the meat and began turning it into minced meat. The kitten watched with curiosity, learning how to grind and mix it properly. Once the keema, minced meat, was ready, they added spices and shaped the mixture into small, round kebabs. The smell of the kebabs cooking on the stove filled the house with a mouth-watering aroma. When they were done, the cat and her kitten sat together at the table and enjoyed the tasty kebabs they had worked so hard. The next day, the cat and her kitten were walking near the trees when they found a little chick sitting quietly beside a nest filled with eggs. The chick looked friendly and didn't seem afraid. Out of kindness, the mother cat picked up one of the eggs carefully and brought it home with her kitten, while the chick happily followed along. Once they reached home, the cat gently placed the egg in the kitchen and invited the chick to stay with them for a while. The kitten was excited to have a new friend, and together they watched as the mother cat cooked the egg perfectly. The smell of the warm, simple meal filled the room. When the egg was ready, they all sat together, the cat, the kitten, and the chick, and shared the food with joy and laughter. After the meal, they all felt full and happy. They found a cozy spot near the window where the sun was shining, and the three of them lay down to rest. The kitten curled up beside the chick, and the mother cat gently wrapped her tail around both of them. It was a peaceful afternoon, full of warmth, friendship, and comfort. After eating, they cleaned up and returned to their favorite resting place by the window. The chick snuggled between the cat and the kitten, and they all lay quietly, watching the clouds float by. It was another day of simple joys, full bellies. The next day, the cat, her kitten, and their little friend, the chick, decided to spend the morning in the nearby garden. The weather was pleasant, and the air smelled fresh with the scent of blooming flowers. Birds chirped in the trees, and butterflies danced through the air. As they walked along the garden path, they noticed a row of healthy eggplants growing under the sunlight. The shiny purple vegetables looked ripe and ready to pick. The cat gently picked a few eggplants, while the kitten helped carry them in a small bag. The chick followed happily, chirping excitedly with each step. Once they returned home, they washed the eggplants carefully. The cat had a special idea for lunch. She would cook the eggplants with the meat they had saved. The kitten watched as the cat began slicing the eggplants and preparing the meat. Together, they added spices, chopped herbs, and slowly cooked everything in a big pot. The smell of the meat and eggplant cooking together was rich and mouth-watering. The chick set the table. One bright morning, the cat and her kitten decided to go to the market to buy some fresh vegetables and other items for the day. The streets were busy, filled with cheerful people, colorful stalls, and the sweet aroma of food being cooked nearby. The cat carried a small basket, while the kitten skipped happily beside her, excited to help pick out the best tomatoes, carrots, and greens. As they moved from one stall to another, they didn't notice a strange man quietly watching them from a corner. This man, who looked like a kind uncle but had cruel intentions, slowly followed them. As the cat became busy choosing vegetables at one stall, the man quickly and silently captured her in a cage he had hidden behind a cart. The kitten turned around and was shocked to see his mother trapped inside a cage. The man picked up the cage and walked away quickly, disappearing into a narrow street. The kitten cried out for help, but no one in the busy market noticed. Suddenly, another cat, who had been nearby and saw what happened, jumped into action. She was brave, fast, and determined to save the trapped cat. She followed the man silently through alleyways, across streets, and finally to a small, dark house at the edge of the town. The man placed the cage inside and locked the door. But the brave cat didn't give up. She climbed through an open window, tiptoed across the floor, and reached the cage where the mother cat was trapped. The two cats looked at each other with hope. Carefully and quietly, the brave cat used her paws and teeth to open the cage latch. After a few tense moments, the cage popped open, and the mother cat leapt out, free at last. The two cats ran out of the house as fast as they could, jumping over fences, running through gardens, and finally making it back home, where the kitten was waiting with tears of joy in his eyes. He rushed to his mother and hugged her tightly, relieved she was safe. The brave cat was welcomed with purrs and gratitude. After resting for a few minutes, the mother cat picked up the phone and called the local animal police. She told them everything that had happened, from the market to the kidnapping, and even described the man's house. Within minutes, the animal police arrived. They listened carefully and promised to take action. The cat, her kitten, and their new hero, the brave cat, stood proudly together. They had faced danger, escaped it with courage, and now they were helping to make sure no one else would be hurt again. After the brave cat helped rescue the mother cat from the cage, she noticed that her friend had been hurt during the escape. The mother cat had a small injury on her leg and was limping slightly. Without wasting any time, the brave cat gently helped her up and took her to the nearby animal hospital. The kitten walked beside them, worried, but trusting that everything would be okay. At the hospital, kind doctors welcomed them and examined the mother cat carefully. After checking her leg, the doctor said she needed a small operation to fix the injury. The kitten held his mother's paw tightly, and the brave cat stayed right by her side. The operation didn't take long, and soon the mother cat was resting peacefully on a soft bed with a bandage on her leg. The doctors told them she would need healthy food and rest to heal quickly. The brave cat knew just what to do. While the mother cat rested in the hospital room, she went straight to the market. She picked out the freshest vegetables: carrots, potatoes, spinach, and green peas. She also bought some milk and soft bread that would be easy to eat. Carrying the bag carefully in her mouth, she returned to the house and began cooking with care and love.